Bonjour, everyone. Welcome to Frontline Football, your one place for the football news. And we're always wrong ribbon. First place in sports news. So today we're going to be doing predictions. So let me guess. Let's just get right into this thing with our first matchup of the day. So let me just go right to the Instagram polls. So our first matchup of the day is a amazing Thursday night football matchup between the Houston Texans and the Kansas City Chiefs. So I asked a poll on Instagram on our Instagram page at Frontline FB. So if you would like to follow that, go follow it. And the first game, the Chiefs won by 100% of our viewers. 5 of them, Zach, why did you vote on the poll?
Oops.
5 of them chose Kansas City, 0 chose Houston. And the betting odds for this game were at a huge point. Everyone? Our thoughts, Jack?
All right, here we go. NFL, they also have a little fun fact under each game that Kansas City's won 5 straight Week 1 games, which is the longest active streak. So, I like the Chiefs, and I'm going to pick them, but not to cover the spread. I don't think they're going to beat the Texans by 9.5. I think Watson will keep it close, but at the end of the day, I hate betting against the Super Bowl champions in Week 1. And now that I know about that 5 straight Week 1 games, I got to go with the Chiefs. But I think that Watson won't go away that easy. What do you think, Zach?
I think the Chiefs, because judging by the playoffs this year, the Texans just got their butts handed to them by them. And also, they only won the regular season ones because Mahomes had like a little injury thing going on. So I think that the Chiefs are going to destroy the Texans. How about you, Josh?
Okay, so I know I might be biased here, but I think that the Texans are going to pull a win out because I will tell you almost the exact situation that happens. The score is tied in the fourth quarter. Watson is in the pocket. It is a 3rd and 15 on the Texans 20. And what happens is 2 Chiefs defenders rush Watson. They almost hit him, but Watson slides out to throw. The pass is a first down. They drive down the field for the rest of the drive. It is a touchdown. With 20 seconds remaining, they kick it off, and the Chiefs throw one last Hail Mary, but it is no good. That's how I see the game going out. The final score being 28-21 Texans. And I think that the Chiefs are not going to cover the spread because I don't know why you would favor a team by 9.5 when the team that they are playing has already had a history of beating them in the regular season. So that's all I have for that game. I might be a bit biased with my stuff, but that's what I have. So let's just get right into our next game. So our next game is the Philadelphia Eagles versus the Washington football team. Now, 2 of our voters voted on the football team win. 2 of them voted for Philadelphia to win. So it is a 50-50 split. And then let me just look up the betting odds too. So for that game, the Eagles are favored by 6 points. Will they cover the spread? Yes or no? Zach.
I think the Eagles will just destroy the Washington football team. It's because that Eagles team is way more, like, they're way better than the football team because they have, and also starting in Week 1, they don't have the injury bug hitting them that hard yet. So I think it's an easy win for the Eagles. Jack?
I'm going to have a bit of a hot take, not an upset, but I believe that the Eagles will not cover that spread. I think they will win, but not by a touchdown. I've looked at the Eagles' offensive line. They are banged up. They are a banged-up team in general right now, and that's a mismatch with Mr. Chase Young lining up against a backup. that's going to be trouble. But then at the end of the day, I think reality strikes when the Eagles defense just outplays the Washington offense. Ron Rivera, he's a good coach. I believe that the Washington Red football team will not win this game, but I believe that it will be closer than people think, with a Philadelphia edging out a win.
Okay, so for my take on this game, I think that the Eagles are going to win. They're not going to win by much because they are banged up and they have the injury bug with them again this year. So I say that the Eagles are going to win as the lowest by a safety, as the most by a touchdown. It will not a touchdown, by a field goal. So this is going to be a very, very close game. This will come down to the wire. So if you're going to be watching that game, I predict it to be a great game for both teams, but the Eagles will come out with a win in this one. So if everybody has talked,
We're good.
Next
that
game.
one. Okay, so the next game is the Patriots the Dolphins versus the Patriots. We had this poll going on Instagram today. 2 of our fans chose the Dolphins to win. 2 of them chose the Patriots. The Patriots in this game are favored by 6 points. And so I just want to hand it off to Jack. Thoughts on the game?
All right. Give me Miami to beat the New England Patriots in an upset. The stat is New England has a 33-7 record at home since 2015. Don't care. Miami Dolphins, Fitzmagic is going to roll up with the cavalry. Brian Flores is going to outplay his former mentor, Bill Belichick. And I think that Cam Newton is going to look silly this Sunday. And though this is kind of a hot take, I think Miami Dolphins will shock the world here and get an upset in Foxborough. I don't think the Patriots cover the spread, obviously, because the Dolphins won. All right, what do you think, Zach?
I agree with that because the Dolphins are way more of a better team. That defense for the Patriots is really good, but I don't really trust Cam Newton to play like his MVP self. Losing Brady is a big thing for them. I don't think Cam Newton will be able to fill in Brady's shoes. Josh?
Okay, so for this game, I do believe that the Patriots will pull this one out in week 1. Gotta play the evil person here, but I really feel like with Cam, they're not gonna start having trouble until later in the season. I feel like they're gonna scrape by with a couple wins in the first couple weeks and then lose the rest of the season because Cam gets injured, and then they're going to have to rely on Jarrett Stidham. So I feel like that is how the season is going to go for New England. Even though that I might not like that I said New England, I feel like, 1, they're going to cover the spread, and 2, they're going to beat the Dolphins. Now, the Dolphins will win this next matchup, but for this one, I got New England winning. So, our next game, this was a 67% to 33% poll. But the winner of this one was the Green Bay Packers. Our next game is the Packers versus the Vikings. And the Vikings are favored by very small odds of 2.5. Now, all these are provided by CBS. So if you're wondering where we're finding these odds, they're from CBS. So I just want to hand it over to Zach. Thoughts on the game?
I think the Vikings are going to win. They are way more of a better team than the Packers. The Packers, they have some good pieces like Aaron Rodgers, Aaron Jones. They just drafted another running back. I think that they got some good pieces in their defense, but their defense is decent except against the run. And I think that's going to be the biggest thing because Dalvin Cook is going to have just an amazing game for that. Jack?
Give me the Minnesota Vikings to cover that spread. Like I said in our podcast episode, go watch. I love the Vikings defense. I love Yannick. I love Daniil Hunter. I love the 2 good linebackers, Barr and Kendricks. I love the safety duo of Harrison Smith and Anthony Harris. And not to mention, I think Gary and Kubiak will use his evil wizard magic to power up Dalvin Cook and lead them to a victory on Dalvin Cook's back on this Sunday. That's my take.
Josh?
And for my pick, I also have the Vikings. So, and I feel like they are going to cover the point spread. They're going to destroy the point spread. They're going to win by a touchdown against the Packers because what I feel like the game is going to come down to is that fourth quarter. And the real question is, will Rodgers have ref ball or not? If he has ref ball, Packers have this no doubt. But if there's no ref ball in the game, the Packers are losing. And I feel like this is going to be a thing for the Packers because, one, they're in quarterback trouble right now with two quarterbacks. And just like John Madden said, once you have two quarterbacks, you have no quarterbacks. So I feel like with that, they're going to have a bit of trouble in the game, but also with the Vikings defense, like Jack had just said. So I feel like, yes, they're going to cover the point spread, and the Vikings are going to win. Okay, so our next game is the Colts versus the Jaguars. Do I even have to say it? The Colts are supposed to win by 7.5, our biggest spread of the day so far. So, thoughts, Jack?
Sorry, Jacksonville. I'm not buying in on Minshew Mania when he has no help. You released Leonard Fournette. You revealed your true motives that you were going after Mr. Trevor Lawrence. You're going to be losing. And apparently, I've heard reports, little bees buzzing, that Phillip Rivers has been good in practice. He's going to have T.Y. Hilton. He's going to have the best offensive line in football. Jonathan Taylor is going to be making his debut. He's going to have a solid defense. And we got to remember, Andrew Luck was good. Jacoby Brissett was not so good. So Phillip Rivers is in the middle of that. They're going to win games. I think they're going to cover the spread, and they're going to destroy the Jacksonville Jaguars and send them packing.
I think Colts because Philip Rivers is a way better quarterback, and also he has pieces around him to make it work. Jacksonville has only Gardner Minshew on the offense, and I don't even know what their defense is like. So, I think Colts have it. I think the Colts actually will win the division. So, yeah, Josh?
Okay, so I forgot to say one thing whenever I was saying it. Our Instagram poll had the Colts winning 3-0, 100%. And this is our second 100% of the day. So what I think for the game is it's going to just be a blowout. I think the Colts are going to cover the spread because Jacksonville has already shown they are tanking. They're not trying to win any games. So I feel like a lot of the AFC South teams and probably maybe all of them are going to beat the Jaguars in both their matchups. So I have the Colts winning this game and covering the spread. So our next game is the Bears versus the Lions. Now, our fans voted 67% Lions and 33% Bears. The Lions are favored by 3 in this game. So I feel like our fans are either going with the spread or trying to see an upset here. So, Zach, thoughts?
I think the Lions are going to win. The Lions are like a way better team. That defense for the Bears is actually really good with Khalil Mack in them. But they need a freaking quarterback. Like, Nick Foles, he'll do it. Mitch Trubisky, I know that he's starting, I think. Right, guys? Is he starting?
Yeah, he got the starting job.
All right. Mitch Trubisky is just he's not as good as Watson, Mahomes, like the guys who were drafted after him. So, I don't think that they're going to win. I think it's going to be Lions because I think that they had a lead every single time in the fourth quarter, like in a lot of their games. So I think the Lions will win this. Jack?
See, I don't think Chicago's winning with Trubisky. I'm going to be honest. I'm going to start maybe picking him a little more for Foles, but give me my boy Matthew Stafford, my fantasy football hero last year. This guy's a legend when he's on the field. This guy's got Kenny Golladay. This guy's got Marvin Jones. This guy's intriguing. I've also heard rumors that he's been pretty good at camp, on Twitter, of course. Matthew Stafford is going to lead to the Lions to the victory using the power of Kenny Golladay and his massive arm. And the Lions defense will sort of be there, but it's going to be Stafford.
I say the same thing. Stafford is going to get the win here and beat the division foe in the Bears. Now, MMG, if you're listening, we've all three said that the Lions are winning this game. And do I think that they are covering the point spread? Yes, I do. Because, I mean, it's a 3-point spread. If the Lions even score a touchdown and win the game, they will cover the point spread. So anybody who's betting Lions, you'll probably get your money's worth. So I guess with that, we'll go on to our next story, which is the Raiders versus the Panthers. Now this may be, if advertised, this may be one of the first tank bowls, but it's too early to say that. So I'm just going to go down to the point spread. Excuse me. The Raiders are favored by 2.5 points this game. So I just want to ask for your thoughts, Jack. Oh, and I forgot to say our Instagram poll had the Raiders winning 3-0. So thoughts, Jack?
The Raiders are a sleeper team this year. I think they are a dark horse to make the playoffs. Derek Carr was a Pro Bowler a couple years ago. Is he still a Pro Bowler now? That remains to be seen. But he's got some good offensive linemen. He's got some defensive pieces. And if Henry Ruggs develop, I am going to pick the Raiders as the sleepy team in the league. And first, I think they're going to beat the Panthers because the Panthers just got together. New coach, new system, new quarterback. They're going to have to find their groove. And McCaffrey's going to have a good game, I think, because I don't know if the Raiders are known for their run defense. But I'm still going to pick the Raiders to cover that 2.5-point spread because I'm a fan. I think that the Henry Ruggs could burn some corners if he has a good day. And I trust the Raiders to get the W here. What do you think, Zach?
I think the same. The Raiders are actually a pretty good team. It's just they need a quarterback, just like the Bears. But at least with the Raiders, they actually have pieces, but their quarterback just needs to be good. And I know that they just got Marcus Mariota, so if Derek Carr's not having a good game, hopefully Marcus Mariota does. I also think the Raiders because who are they facing again?
The Panthers.
They are facing the Panthers.
Yeah, the Panthers. Christian McCaffrey is a great fantasy running back, but he can't do it all. So, yeah. Josh?
Okay, so I say, yes, the Raiders are winning. If I'm not mistaken, which I probably am, no, this isn't their first game in the Legion Stadium. That will come later in the season. But I feel like the Raiders, even on the road, they'll beat the Panthers because the Panthers have already shown that they are trying to not super tank like some of the teams this offseason, but they're still not going to make the playoffs this year. They're still going to try to see how this season goes, and they're not really tanking, but they're not really contending for the playoffs. They're just kind of one of those middle teams. So I feel like the Raiders are going to beat them because they are one of the dark horse picks. So Vegas wins, and they cover the point spread. So let's just get to our next matchup as quick as we can. Our next matchup is the Bills versus the Jets. Jets. And that point spread is favoring the Bills by 6.5. So, since Jack is the Jets fan, I would like to pass it on to him. Jack?
Oh, my Jets. They never cease to not impress me. The only thing I'm going off here is Sam Darnold's undefeated in Buffalo, 2-0 there. And I just think that we're going to win this game because I have a gut feeling in week 1, and it's a bit of a bias coming in tech because I'm a Jets fan. I'm not going to have that bias. I'm probably going to have that bias for most of the year, but I'm not going to pick the Jets to win every single game. But this one, I just got a feeling. I smell an upset in the air, and us underdogs are going to pull it off, even if we only get 6-10 this year.
I think the Jets, because also Sam Darnold's not 0-2, 2-0 at the Bills Stadium, but they also lose at the Jets, so I think it's going to be a split between them this season. So I have the Jets winning this game. Josh?
Okay, So I think I also forgot to mention this one. This one was a 75-25, a 3-1 for the Bills. So I say for this week one, I don't know. I can't really. I think that the Jets are going to get a win, but it's going to be later down the line. I feel like the Bills are going to win this game just to kick off their season with a W, but I feel like the Jets are just going to recover very soon. But I feel like for this one, the Bills are going to win, but they are not going to cover the point spread. I feel like it's going to be a close game because Darnold versus Allen usually is a great game to watch. So if that's a game that you're going to watch this year, if that's a game that you're going to watch this week, watch it. It's going to be good. I'm going to say there's a lot of fireworks in it. So just get ready. Okay. So now since we got that one, we have another 100% game. We have the Browns versus the Ravens. And the Ravens from CBS Sports are favored by -8 points. One of the largest spreads that we've seen today. So I just want to hand it over to Zach and ask for his thoughts.
I think the Ravens, because the Ravens are a way better team. Um, yeah. I mean, Lamar Jackson's going to just run all over the Browns. I mean, Myles Garrett might get a sack on him a few times, but it's Lamar Jackson. Come on. You have to go with the guy who just won the MVP. Jack?
Surprisingly enough, I'm going to pick the Ravens to cover this spread. This does not mean I am low on the Browns this year, though. I think they will get some wins this year, and I think they'll improve. But I don't know. This is in Baltimore, and it's got that Baltimore vibe, fans or not. And I think that Lamar Jackson's, they're going to catch him, the new coaching system, a bit off guard. They're going to be like, oh, we didn't prepare properly. But I think once Lamar Jackson is found out, I could definitely see the Browns sniffing him out and upsetting him later in the year.
Okay. So for this game, I got the Ravens because I feel like Big Truz, he's going to be phenomenal for a couple more games. I'll give him about, let's see, maybe 6 games before this running attack gets old. Because I feel like uh, Jackson kind of embodies Michael Vick, where he's going to have an amazing first year, but after a while, teams are going to start putting spies on him. They're going to figure out what he does. Because even think about it, the Tennessee freaking Titans figured him out. Even some of the worst teams in the NFL could still figure out the Titans. And the Titans could figure out the Ravens system. That's the thing. So I feel like the Ravens are going to win this game, but I don't feel like they're going to cover the spread because I feel like Kevin Stefanski and the Browns are going to pull out some magic with Baker. So that's my take on that game. And now let's get to our next 100% back-to-back 100%, which, I mean, it's never happened because it's the first time that we're doing this, but this is the Seahawks versus the Atlanta Falcons, the team that I was just talking about. So we have the Seahawks with our fans winning by 100%. 4 vote the Seahawks, 0 vote the Falcons, and our betting odds for this game. Let me just go down. Are the Seahawks winning by 1.5? Jeez. So let me just ask again. Thoughts, Zach?
Well, I think the Falcons are going to win. I like Julio. I like Matt Ryan, all of them. And I think that they could pull off a win against Russell Wilson and that team. I mean, it's a long shot, but I would like to see it happen. Jack?
This is the toughest matchup I've had to pick tonight, in my opinion, because I am high on the Falcons this year. I'm a big fan. And the Seahawks, they got better. They did get better with Jamal Adams, but then they still have no offensive line. So this is tough. I had to do a lot of long thinking about this, but I am going to give it to the Falcons by an inch. An inch. I think that the Seahawks corners aren't impressive enough, and I think Julio and Calvin Ridley are going to get open and beat them. This is not because the Seahawks are bad by any means. I just think the Falcons are going to turn a lot of heads, and they're going to be surprisingly good this year.
Josh?
Okay. So I feel like the Seahawks are going to win this game. They're obviously going to cover the point spread. So, I mean, because the Falcons, one, they're starting to build a team, but I'm not believing in anything yet until I see it. While the Seahawks have Jamal Adams, Russell Wilson, Bobby Wagner. They have so many pieces on that team, including even DK Metcalf, who was pretty phenomenal last year from seeing some of the games. And I just feel, I'm sorry, I can't go against the Seahawks here. I just feel like week one, they're going to come out with the win. So I feel like, yes, they're going to cover the point spread, and two, they're going to come out with the win. Our next game of this is the Chargers versus the Bengals. We had 3 voting Chargers, 1 voting Bengals, which made that to a 75-25%. So, I just want to ask for your thoughts, Jack, on who's going to win this game. Oh, and I forgot to say the point spread for this game too. Keep forgetting that. The Chargers are favored by 3 points for this game. So, Jack, your thoughts?
I'm going to be honest. I am not a fan of a rookie quarterback with a mediocre offensive line against Joey Bosa. That's just the truth. I think Joey Bosa is going to maul Joe Burrow a couple times, and I think Joe Burrow is going to show potential, but I think he's going to be running for his life whenever Joey Bosa shows up on the right side and he's freaking toasting those that right tackle on the Bengals. But I think the Chargers will cover the spread because a team that's been built, is going to beat out a rookie quarterback who just got there with no real offseason. So my pick is the Chargers. Zach?
I think the Bengals are gonna win. I know that Joe Burrow is a rookie quarterback, but he has so many good pieces, but he just doesn't have no line. But I think he can outplay the Chargers team. Josh?
Okay, so I'm going to keep going with Jack's opinion and say that the Chargers are going to win this game. I feel like Burrow, amazing quarterback, but he's just not going to deal with Joey Bosa and Melvin Ingram coming after him. So I feel like the Chargers are, 1, going to cover the spread, and 2, this doesn't mean that I think that Burrow is going to do terribly this year. I feel like he's going to get a couple wins for the Bengals in the later season with this, because the Bengals have some pieces and the Chargers have some pieces. So I feel like, yes, the Chargers are going to cover the spread, and yes, the Bengals. Oh, shoot. We just got another vote on it. It's now 4-1 Chargers. So that makes it a 20-80 now. So I just want to say, yes, it's going to happen, and it's going to be a good game to watch. So our next one, if I did not just lose my place, it is the Saints versus the Buccaneers. Now, this is weird. The Buccaneers have 1 vote, and the Saints have 4 votes, which makes it a 20-80 odds for the Buccaneers to win. And on the CBS betting line, let me just go down to the game. The Saints are favored by 3.5 points. Will they cover the spread? And who will win the game? Let's hand it off to Zach.
I think the Saints are going to win. The Saints are way better than the Buccaneers. I'm not saying that they're a way better team, like players-wise, but I'm thinking that Tom Brady's going to need a little bit of time to learn how you do Bruce Arians' system. And I think the Saints, they have some really good pieces. Michael Thomas, Drew Brees. I think they just signed Emmanuel Sanders, right, guys?
Yep.
Mm-hmm. I think that and their defense, that they can hold up a few good yard. They can hold the offense. So I have Saints Jack, what about you?
I would really want to say the Bucks, but the reality of time is Tom Brady just arrived. These guys are just getting here. This is a new team. They're gonna need time to get chemistry, especially in a COVID world where there wasn't a good off season. I do think that the Saints will not cover the spread though. I think that this is a last second field goal victory. So I think if you're gonna tune into an afternoon game, grab this one because this one is gonna be the first Brady Breeze rivalry. I think the second one will be slightly better than the first one, but this one's going to be a shootout, I think. But I think at the end of the day, the team that's been together longer, the New Orleans Saints, will pull out a squeaky win with a field goal.
I'm thinking the same thing too, Jack. I think that they're gonna not cover the point spread. They're just gonna be zero point 0.5 points away, and I just feel like they're going to just do better than the Patriots, but will be due to a last second field goal. But I feel like that if Brady can show us that he can do well in Bruce Arians' system, because you got to remember that Bruce Arians' system, that first year, quarterbacks usually have their highest INT number. So I think it's going to be a game all based on turnovers. Who commits the most, and whoever does that will lose the game. So I feel like, no, they're not going to cover the spread, but yes, the Saints are winning. So I just want to see more of the Patriots before I can say that they are a good team to vote on. But I feel like it's going to be a shootout if anybody's tuning into it. So our next game is the Arizona Cardinals versus San Francisco 49ers. Now, this game is on a 1-4 spread, which makes it, I don't know, because somebody else voted Cardinals, and I will not say their name because they are on the show. So it was now a 2-4 on the poll, which makes it a 20-80 for the Cardinals to win. So I say that, or it was a 20-80 before, now it's a 33-67. So I said first that I think that the Cardinals will probably not win this game. I think that the Saints, no, not the Saints, the 49ers, oh, I forgot to say the point spread too. And let's see. So I say that the 49ers, they are favored by 7 points. So let me just, before I say anything else, hand it off to Zach.
I think the Cardinals are going to win because they're my team, number one. I'm not going to be biased, though. I think that they have a good team, but that Niners defense is really good. But their offense, they did lose some pieces on there, and I think that the Cardinals could edge out a win. Jack?
I really want to pick the Cardinals, but I don't think I can. I love San Francisco 49ers. I think they're going to win their division again. I think they're going to be good once again. I don't think they're going to cover that spread. I think that Kyler's going to keep it close, but Bosa and D Ford are a nasty duo. I think they got Trent Williams as their upgrade at left tackle, but then they don't have much receiver depth, which is something that's why I didn't pick them to cover that spread, because receiver depth is big. So they don't have much of that, but I think that Kittle will do something crazy and they'll edge out a victory.
Same. I think that the 49ers are going to edge out a victory against the Cardinals because right now, the Cardinals core, I mean, it's mostly stayed together, but I haven't seen enough of these new look Cardinals to say that they are definitively going to beat the 49ers, who, let's not forget, they were second place to the 49ers, or not to themselves, the Chiefs. We're filming this at 10 o'clock, and my brain's not working very well right now. But they were very close to beating them. So I say that the Niners are going to win here just because of what I've seen of them from years previous, but will not be covering the point spread. So our next game is Sunday Night Football, the first Sunday Night Football game of the year. So let's cue to Al Michaels. cue to Carrie Underwood, and let's get it underway. In what better matchup than opening up SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, California, or maybe a town outside of it that I really do not know the name of. And the Cowboys are favored to upset that home team crowd, whoever they are for that game, from 4-1 odds by our fans. They're saying that the Cowboys are going to win against the Rams, which makes it an 80-20 spread. And that would be – and the Cowboys are also favored by 2.5 points. So I just want to hand it over to Jack to hear his thoughts.
Give me them Cowboys. I think the Cowboys are going to crash the Rams home opener and get this W here. First off, the Rams lost some pieces. They're struggling to pay everyone. They're getting into a bit of a cap purgatory zone. And I don't trust Jared Goff to be able to win without the proper pieces around him. Not to mention DeMarcus Lawrence will be running at him 70 miles an hour. And I think that the Cowboys, Zeke, CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper, Michael Gallup are going to take off and try to prove the world wrong that last year it's going to be different this year. Thoughts, Zach?
I think that the Cowboys have an edge over the Rams just because I don't trust Jared Goff. He's not a good quarterback. He just flusters up in big games, and this is a big game. Week 1, if he gets a win, then his team will have like a better attitude in the locker room. If they lose, well, they're losing a little bit of confidence in him, which I think that they're losing a lot of he needs to win this game, or he'll just make the locker room feel all bad that they already have one loss. I think the Cowboys are winning because they have a better team around. Josh, did you already say stuff or?
I did not, but I feel like in the first ever matchup in SoFi Stadium, the Dallas Cowboys will come in and beat the Los Angeles Rams because I feel like they are a more complete team. I'm not jumping on the Cowboys bandwagon here saying that they're going to win the Super Bowl or anything. I'm just saying that they're going to win this one game. I feel like they are going to cover the spread of 2.5 because that's really low. So as long as they score a field goal and don't win by something like a safety, then they're good. They're going to cover the spread. So, yes, the Cowboys are going to win that first game. So, the next game on the card is the first ever Monday Night Football game of the year, part 1 of 2. Our first game on the night is Steelers versus Giants. And our audience responded just how I thought they would. 4-1 Steelers, I mean. And that would make the percentages 80% to 20%. Now let's look at the point spread. The point spread for this game puts the Steelers at a 4.5 favorite. So let me just hand it over to Jack for his thoughts on this game.
I think this is a mismatch for the G-men this week, unfortunately. T.J. Watt versus a rookie left tackle, Andrew Thomas, and a very bad right tackle that I don't know the name of. This is not good. Trouble is brewing here. I think the Steelers are going to win this, but not because of Big Ben and company, because of the defense. They'll just outplay Danny Dimes. They'll take advantage of his fumbling issue, and they're going to overall overcome the issues. I think the Giants' defense is on the rise. I think they are not necessarily a sleeper, but I like what they're building with Saquon and Daniel Jones. But I just think that as of right now, this Steelers team is going to be as healthy as can be, with Juju, Ben, and Connor all healthy, which they'll all probably inevitably get injured at some point. But I think that the healthy Steelers are going to outplay the Giants. Thoughts, Zach?
I think the Steelers have an edge over the Giants. The Giants don't have as developed team as the Steelers. The Steelers have a great defense, while the Giants have a lackluster defense. The Steelers have a decent offense, while the Giants just don't even have an offense other than Saquon and Daniel Jones, and maybe Golden Tate, but I don't really know about that one. I have the edge of about the Steelers. So, Josh,
I say that Danny Dimes is going to lose this game. I feel like it's going to be on the defense, but I also feel like Big Ben is going to get some plays in, make the offense look good. Yes, they will cover the point spread because it's 4.5. They will win by a touchdown or more, and that defense is really going to help Big Ben win the first ever Monday Night Football game of the year. So, since that is out of the way, our next game is our first ever 3-2 split, and it is between the Titans and the Broncos. It is part 2 of Monday Night Football. So, we have a 3-2 split, which would make it a 60-40, and it is in favor of the Tennessee Titans. As much as that pains me to say that, it is true. Our fans think that the Tennessee Titans will win, but the spread is not in their favor. The Broncos are supposed to win by 1.5 is what CBS and Vegas are saying. So, I just want to pan it over to Jack's thoughts.
Give me the Denver Broncos and the Drew Lock powerhouse of Noah Fant's going to be on a breakout year. Cortland Sutton's going to repeat his production. Their offensive line is so-so, but I trust it enough. Jerry Jeudy, top receiver in the draft. He's going to be good. And I think the Broncos defense with Miller and Chubb is a deadly duo that I don't think the Titans are overcoming today. Give me the Broncos all the way. I love the Broncos. They're one of my favorite teams going into this season. Thoughts, Zach?
I think the Broncos, because the Broncos, they have a better team because they have great receiver core now. And the Titans, they only have Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill and A.J. Brown. Okay. But also that defense will be locking those guys up, I think. And who knows? Maybe even a blowout might happen between the Broncos and the Titans. Who knows? All right. Josh?
I said that yes, the Broncos are going to cover the spread with HC Lock and that great offense of his and the defense led by Von Miller. I feel like it's going to be a close game to some aspects, but I feel like the Broncos defense is going to lock up Derrick Henry, which will really put into the Titans run in that game. So for the second Monday Night Football game of the year, I choose the Denver Broncos to 1, cover the spread, and 2, win the game.
So that is all we have for today, I believe. I think that is it for predictions. Does anyone have any closing statements or games we forgot about?
I think we covered all the games, and we just want to say thank you to all of our loyal fans who have been with us since episode 1. And we love continuing this series with you guys.
Yes, thank you for voting on those polls. So we have a little more. Now we get the perspective of the spread, the fans, and you get us, of course. So I hope you enjoyed today's episode. As usual, like, subscribe, and share if you enjoyed. Remember, follow us on Instagram if you want to be a part of these polls and the decisions that these fans make at Frontline FB, Twitter for the latest news and updates at Frontline FB. And we'll see you guys next episode for more news. And whenever you see us again, week 1 will be over and concluded, and we're going to have a very interesting week news-wise to see what happens. So enjoy your week 1. We will too. See you guys later.